Hello, English 111ers at HCC, and welcome to week 7. I really had a lovely time going through all of your Essay 1 documents and giving you feedback. You all have some beautiful things to say. I gave you some comments on the piece holistically, and so I really enjoyed kind of looking at you and seeing you as a whole person as opposed to just a name that exists within these discussion boards. So thank you all for such wonderful insight. I am going to give a bit of longer of a lesson today because I am going to go into some logical fallacies and give you some more context as we move through rhetoric a little bit more. So you'll notice that we actually this week are going to have just a very short reading on Thank You for Arguing. It goes over logical fallacies in a lot of great detail, so it's very helpful. Um, and so I am going to talk to you about logical fallacies in this presentation. But just so that you note for the week, um, there is a forum on Harmonize. So I know that some people have been struggling with balancing and finding all of the things to do. I wanted to note that Harmonize is integrated with Moodle, and so it does update your grades automatically since we do a complete incomplete system on formative assignments. Um, you will probably see that it'll just translate to complete or incomplete. But if there are any discrepancies, always let me know. What you do need to make sure that you do as you're working through SpaceCat is you're going to have these annotations on a speech from Barbie. And thank you all for those of you who have been engaging in these PDF annotations. These annotations are collaborative. And so when you click on it, it will open up into another tab. And then as you annotate and discuss, you'll add your comments, and the comments will be available for all people to see. And so I've got directions here, but you're specifically looking for elements of the rhetorical situation, especially looking at the purpose of the piece and the choices that are made. So make sure that you're annotating, but then also give um, communicate with each other and comment on each other's posts so that you can develop your ideas and your metacognition that way. So those are our tasks for this week. And so to kind of get us in the mindset that we need to be in order for us to be like successful rhetors, I'm going to open up this logical fallacies lesson. Now, I'm going to go over this fairly quickly. So if you are well versed in argument and persuasion, this will be quite a treat for you. All right. So, what we're going to be focusing on this week is identifying and analyzing the elements of the rhetorical situation, but then being able to reflect on how the rhetorical situation is in all of the context around us. All right. So, here's what we are going to do.
It is literally impossible to be a woman. You are so beautiful and so smart, and it kills me that you don't think you're good enough. Like, we have to always be extraordinary. But somehow we're always doing it wrong. Like, you have to be thin, but not too thin. And you can never say you want to be thin. You have to say you want to be healthy, but also you have to be thin. You have to have money, but you can't ask for money because that's crass. You have to be a boss, but you can't be mean. You have to lead, but you can't squash other people's ideas. You're supposed to love being a mother, but don't talk about your kids all the damn time. You have to be a career.
Okay, so I'm going to stop it there, but you can play this anytime. But I want you to kind of note that, this whole piece envelops the rhetorical situation because not only is she the speaker, but she is specifically talking about what it is to be a woman in society. So as you're annotating, really kind of think through, how does she get that point across, right? Does she repeat? Does she use rhetorical questions? Does she use anaphora? Does she use imagery? And those are the sorts of things that you can pay attention to in your Barbie annotations. So when you're analyzing argument, you're not only looking for the good arguments, like the Barbie speech that we just looked at briefly, but you're also looking at how valuable the argument is and how persuasive it is. So you've always got the issue and the claim and the support and the refutation. All good arguments need to have those things. If something is lacking, then it means that the argument itself is going to falter. Okay, so I'm going to skip through to this part. Okay, so there are um, things that we call logical fallacies then that make poor arguments. So you may have heard some of these like circular reasoning, begging the question, hasty generalizations, um, non sequiturs, false clauses, either or fallacies. These are any time that you have fallacies or things that happen in speech that are purposefully manipulative to the reader. They are faulty and they are used to create effects without actually being based on logic. So you've got the red herring. Okay, so the red herring is one of my favorite, but it's an offering an argument which digresses from the issue at hand to bring the subject off topic.
May you wear.
He also has hasty generalizations, which is because X is true in one specific circumstance, then it is generally true. And there's lots of really fun videos here to help with these from The Simpsons specifically. Then you also have your false analogies, which is two unlike things. Like if you say, um, "Oh my gosh, because this commercial has soft, silky skin, you will have soft, silky skin," and it's like this magic. The straw man argument is probably one of the most famous, which is where you build a straw man or a fake demon them that you can condemn, and then say that this will happen, and this person will like come and take away like American values. Circular reasoning is where the conclusion is doubtful, and so it just comes back without ever coming to a full response. So it's like, well, you never know when, what? Hmm? Okay, anyway. And then you just go around and there's no answer. And so there are lots of different types of ethical arguments, like the ad hominem. We also have appeals to false authority, bandwagons, stacking the deck. There are so many. And so as you go through some of these, like not only is it going to be about how you can weigh in on the power of rhetoric, but then also how well they use actual argumentation and the strategies of that argumentation to effectively communicate what they mean. All right. So, what you are going to be doing for this week is you're going to read "Thank You for Arguing," and then capture a piece of rhetoric in real life that you feel like has fallacious argumentation. It could be a good argument or it could be a bad argument. But it should be something visual, like an ad or something that you can actually upload to our discussion posts and then write about not only how well it argues, but then how well or does it use faulty reasoning. And so I look forward to seeing you guys on the boards this week. Just be looking ahead at your one pagers in the future that are coming up in a couple of weeks and ask me any questions that you have. Have a great rest of your week. Bye.